Former First Lady and wife of newly elected President Donald Trump has recently become the center of attention again on social media, but not for the reasons you think. While promoting her new book, Melania, Mrs. Trump asserted that the media is somehow attempting to discredit and disgrace her for her work as a nude model. Now, during a posted video on X, formerly known as Twitter, Mrs. Trump has been quoted as saying this: "Why do I stand proudly behind my nude modeling work? The more pressing question is, why has the media chosen to scrutinize my celebration of the human form in a fashion photo shoot?" She decided to double down on her statement by saying, "Are we no longer able to appreciate the beauty of the human body? Throughout history, master artists have revered the human shape, evoking profound emotion and admiration. We should honor our bodies and embrace the timeless tradition of using art as a powerful means of self-expression." Ironically, shortly after her husband's election win in November, Melania Trump's nude photos were broadcast live on a Russian state television program. This situation is as tightly tangled as the roots of a cucumber plant. And it's got us all in a pickle. No, that's bad. Pun intended, though. So let's go ahead and unpack this. The first layer is the issue of Melania making claims in September that she's still being harassed by the media due to these nude photos while promoting her new book. My guess is that she knew that she took those nude photos then, and she also signed that legally binding release form. But not only were these photos of her naked, some of them included her embracing and snuggling with another woman. Now, insert big-eyed emojis there for effect, okay? Now, she's making claims that these photos are art. However, art hangs in a museum and in the minds of those that consider it art. However, these pictures that she took were commercially done to be shown in a men's magazine like Penthouse or Playboy. These photos were nude and erotic in nature, something that is mostly considered to be pornography. Some would liken these photos that were taken by Melania to those that were taken a couple of decades ago by Vanessa Williams. This cost her the title of being Miss USA, but that was just a beauty pageant. Melania, however, is going to be the first lady of the United States, and in some aspects considered the poster child for the American woman. That brings us to the second layer of these issues. These naughty little photos were just broadcast a few days ago by the Russian equivalency of 60 Minutes, one of the most watched state programs on Russian television, under the guise of a congratulations to Donald Trump for winning the election. However, these journalists took that moment to denigrate Melania Trump by posting the nude and compromising photographs. This calls into question the old ethical adage, just because you can publicly air something doesn't necessarily mean that you should air it. Now, I don't know about Russia's ethics codes, but in America, this type of thing is strongly frowned upon. Now, in my opinion, there is something particularly foul about the timing of this broadcast. It stinks of political motivation. If this is truly Russian state television, why was something like this allowed to air unless it was okayed and greenlit by some higher ups? If this was a tongue-in-cheek congratulations to Trump, why degrade his wife? After all, there's much more fodder to be had with Trump being a convicted felon. But this seemed to be more personal in nature. Melania is just the wife of the newly elected president, and except for planning a few carefully crafted parties and being the nation's hostess, she wields no power. Now, based on this, posting of these photographs was an unethical act and clearly unjustified. However, one wonders, does doing a nude photo shoot years ago relinquish a person's right to privacy? In my opinion, it does not. I would go a step further and say that based on the fact that her right to privacy is still very much intact, the unauthorized intentional international airing of these photographs are and her likeness could potentially be seen as an invasion of her privacy based on the potential harm caused by an encroachment on moral autonomy or the capacity to shape our own moral biographies, to reflect on our moral careers, to evaluate and identify identify with our own moral choices without the critical gaze and interference of others. Now, bottom line, I don't agree with any part of this. However, we may feel about what she's done or even her choice as a mate. It does not give anyone the right to use it to embarrass, shame, or degrade her. No right. Thank you. I'm Marvina Malloy Roa. Good night.